Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Live. Okay, I'm going to tell you all straight up. I'm going to go out and do some target practice so bad. The thing is, so I don't scream. If I have the headphones on, I can't hear how loud I am. The place that I used to do target practice at, there is actually a tree blocking the way.
Now there's a tree.
Yeah. Because of the last snow that we had, or was it the last snow, or one of the more recent snows we've had. It knocked a lot of limbs down. It didn't knock a whole lot of trees down. It did knock down a few.
Just made a mess.
Yeah, exactly. It made a mess. And there's this tree crossing the road. So there's no way I could get in there. Actually, considering the weather right now, I wouldn't even drive down there anyway.
You get the car stuck for definite.
Yeah,
Sure.
I definitely would. So,
You need a four-wheeler.
yeah. So, I mean, the best I could do if I were to go do some target practice in that area is to park across the street, which I'm not really willing to do because, look, we have a lot of massholes that come through our area. There are a lot of massholes that work up here but live in Massachusetts. And they freak out. They see somebody with a gun and they just freak out.
That's stupid, but
Exactly. I mean, there's at least one, probably more than one Ridley report from Dave Ridley. I highly recommend his channel, where somebody was doing litter pickup, open carry litter pickup. Open carry up here is legal. You do not have to have a license to open carry up here. And somebody is open carrying, doing a litter pickup. Just one person, mind you. And these massholes, I guess this was out in like the Manchester, Nashua area. I mean, it's an old video. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I have to go back and look at it. But these people freak out. They start. I mean, in a way, I want to laugh, but in the way, it's really sad. Another way, it's really sad because these people are freaking out. You know, oh no, there's a guy with a gun out here. I'm like, excuse me, but we have open carry here, no license required. I'd like to sight this thing in. I'd like to sight this in, this scope right here. Now, I can't say for certain what is going to happen next month, but it would be nice if I could get the flashlight, the laser, and the foregrip that would go like up here. But the foregrip is hard because I would actually like a foregrip that comes out as a bipod, where you could use it as a foregrip or you could use it as a bipod. But the ones that I found on Amazon, they don't have very good ratings. They don't have very good comments. So I'm reluctant to do that. And as you can tell, it's empty. Look, no magazine. There's nothing in there. As for our neighbors, I'm sorry, but I don't know who you heard shooting, but it surely wasn't me.
That was them farting.
There you go. If you didn't hear my wife say it was them farting. I mean, so, look, I'll tell you something else. This little scope, this reflex scope, It's actually doing me some good because I can do this. I can follow
Bang
along.
bang.
I can follow along, and I can keep my. I can keep it on target, and that's good. That way, you know. Oh, let me turn it off. I don't want to kill the batteries.
It's gonna shoot a book.
There you go. Shoot a book. Um, but I mean, with all honesty, I'd like to get this sighted in. I'd like to get the front and rear sight sighted in, but I don't know who's using that property. I mean, to be completely honest with you, I have no idea. I've seen New Hampshire Department of, was it Wildlife Management? And I've seen a company that does
Tree trimming.
well drilling and tree trimming. So I'm like, I don't know exactly what's going on down there. I suspect they're,
You don't want to get in trouble.
yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. I suspect they're expanding the power line system because there was some talk of that some time ago. I don't know if they're expanding the width, if they're expanding the length, if they're, I don't know what. Okay, I don't want to pretend I know what's going on because I don't. And again, I apologize for the lighting, but things are the way they are. But you know, I put this railing in and I put this scope on. And I would really like to go out and get some use out of it, you know? But, yeah, exactly what my wife just said, but. Um, I looked at the price of a AR-15 tool. I don't know what else it would be called right offhand. But I'm not paying that kind of money for something like that. I can make do with freaking a flathead screwdriver. Jeez. And a piece of 550 cord. I don't need to spend 35, 40, 50, 80, 100 bucks on something like that. I think that's frankly a waste of money. I mean, if you can do a DIY, why not do a DIY? But, geez, yeah, I fired this once. I fired this rifle once. And, oh, gosh, that was at least a year ago, right?
Yeah, probably.
Year and a half ago? Probably a year and a half ago. And I tell you, you know, you look at some places and you look it up here. Our town school, we have one school in our town. We have such a big town. They had to have heard it. But they didn't evacuate the school. They didn't have a lockdown. Nothing. People hunt up here. Even when we first moved here, the two crazy people we were staying with, I remember we heard gunshots one night, and the crazy one of those two people, he said, "That's the sound of freedom." You know, you're in a, well, it's not a city. I mean, Keene is not a city.
Small city.
Small city, big town. You hear gunfire, and it's like, that's just the way it is. You know, people are hunting. People are sighting in their scopes, their rifles, their sights. You know, I want to get rid of this right here, and I want to put in pop-ups, but that's going to be a long time coming. Not unless we get a whole lot of money, which I don't think we're going to get. Now, there's one video I saw here on YouTube of a guy taking off this front sight. And after watching that, he needed to get a better angle of what he was actually doing because he had it positioned like this. And you were coming in an angle like this, so you couldn't really see what he was doing. You need to see, like, from this angle, or from this angle, or that angle. Because I'd like to get rid of this and put a pop-up sight on the front. I don't need one on the back because I already have one back there. But I'd like to do that. But like I said, that's a long time coming, if ever. A new flash suppressor, maybe, maybe not. That's I have no idea what it would do in the dark, so I can't say if I would want to get a new flash suppressor. The fact is, I don't even know how to take it off. I probably have to have one of those tools that I don't want to buy for 35 bucks. I can probably figure out another way to do it. But as you can see, there are no rounds inside. Boy, oh boy, did that freak me out that one day I did that. I'm sorry, this still scares me. Still gives me the EBGBs. You know, you shouldn't find a live round in your rifle. Which should say something about, you know, supposedly I'm firing off.
Well, things happen, honey.
You know, supposedly I'm firing off rounds, but there's a live round in my in the chamber. Like, yeah, okay, I'm firing off rounds and there's a live round in my chamber. I don't think so.
Well, you just made a mistake.
Yeah. But there are things I'd like to get. I mean, a night scope, an IR, infrared, passive infrared, active infrared, doesn't matter to me. But I need to sight this in right here. Now, let me say something about this scope. Let's see if you can see it okay. I'm sorry the lighting's not the best, but the scope I had initially considered was not, it was similar to this, but it just, see if I can, I don't know if I can really explain it. It just had like a bead right here, and I was afraid that would more easily break. Let's say I was humping it through the woods. We have very dense forest up here. Very dense. And I could just, without even realizing it, I could just break it off. That's why I got one like this. It's a little longer, it's sturdy. See if you can see that. That's the green light. I know it's hard to see, but that's the green one. And I need to get some more batteries for it, but I mean, what's the point in having a rifle if you can't use it? But I don't know. And I have the railing on now, so hopefully next month I'll be able to get the laser, the foregrip, and the flashlight to go to it. The thing is, where am I going to put each one on? And I want to get a angled railing for up here, because I'm thinking the laser and the flashlight would go up here, and then the foregrip, of course, would go down here. Well, you can't really see, but sorry. But I'd also like would also like a shorter barrel, but that might not be legal. Like that really matters to me, but anyway, we've had a
Trying day.
yeah, we've had a trying day. At least the doctor was nice. He was kind. He was polite.
I think he's a very good doctor.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. He's a very good doctor. it's the oncologist
It's kind of dingy.
that I have an issue with. But that has nothing to do with rifles, does it?
Well,
But I want to thank everybody at All Recipes for the Christmas cards. Gosh, at this point, I'm really not sure if we're going to be able to get any out. We haven't.
we'll find who, guys.
We will try. Yeah, exactly. If you didn't hear my wife, we will try to, but there's no guarantees because we have a lot going on. And I think that the people on All Recipes, they even though they may not know the details, they have a general idea of some of the things, not everything. And I'm trying to do right by my wife, but
I gotta de-Mexicanize my cook.
if you didn't hear her, she has to de-Mexicanize me because I want to make everything spicy and flavorful, and sometimes flavorful is more than just flavorful. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's too much. That's the best way I can put it. And I mean, I have recipes, and if I can lean over enough.
No yelpy.
Let me put this rifle down. This cookbook, I do recommend this cookbook, by the way. But it's not called Spanish rice in here. I don't remember what it's called. I have to look it up again.
Mexican rice.
Maybe. And frijoles sofrito, refried beans. They're in this cookbook, but it calls for good lard, not just regular lard. Good lard or bacon grease.
Uh-oh.
I don't think I'm going to do that to my wife. Just regular vegetable oil, maybe.
I think the doctor may thump you on the head if you do.
Yeah. So, because the nurse practitioner said, hey, why not rice and beans? So I looked the recipes up. And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
yeah. I don't think so. Good idea, but I don't think so. And I found what looks like a really good recipe online for Spanish rice. In España, arroz España, Spanish rice, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. We don't eat that over there. That's where I'm from.
Call it yellow rice or something.
Yeah, it's a Mexican rice, but for some reason they call it Spanish rice. But we don't eat it over there. So anyway, so I mean this guy.
They call it something else.
Yeah, this guy, Authentic Mexican by Rick Bayless. I recommend the cookbook. I'm not saying I don't recommend the cookbook, but I'm not going to put my wife through that because I already know from the get-go that she's not going to be able to. Even if she's able to eat it, she's not going to be able to keep it down. So there's no point in making it. Now.
I like that mustard.
Yeah, like the mustard on the sandwich the other day. On the other hand, because he makes this saucy type of bean, and then he makes refried beans out of it. Yeah, okay, I would like that. I think normally she would like it as well. Actually, I know she would like it because when we went to San Antonio, she ate it and she took a bite of the rice. She's like, "Wow, this is flavorful." I'll never forget that. But right now, because of the things that are going on, it's not appropriate for her. And if it's not appropriate for her, it's not appropriate for me. I can always put chili oil in my food. I can always put something in my food to make it spicy. But Is it difficult? Yes. No, I don't know if it's quite difficult. It's
Hard. Not what you're used to.
yeah, exactly. It's not what I'm used to. Therefore, I have to really.
I love sodas.
I have to. You have another soda, sweetie. I can get you another soda.
Well, I mean,
I have to really think about, like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I do that? Should I not do that? And the whole lard part, I'm sorry, but
it's not good for you.
no, it's not. And he says either good lard, I don't know what good lard is. Lard is lard, in my opinion. Good lard or bacon grease. Either one, it's going to be too much for my wife. I'm not going to put her through that. I can use just like plain old vegetable oil, or I can use olive oil. Probably vegetable oil would be better than olive oil because olive oil is kind of strong. Not to me. To me, it's normal. But I've been eating it since I was born. You know, my goodness. But for my wife, I could probably just use like vegetable oil. That would probably suffice. Some of the spices I would either omit or reduce significantly. Not moderately or in a minor fashion, but significantly. Or omit altogether. Probably omit.
Come on, you.
But, anyway. This is a really good cookbook, to be honest with you. But anyway, oh gosh, it's 22 minutes long.